Last orders at the bar, please.
Welcome to Tavern Tales, a curated 5e Dungeons & Dragons adventure set in the tales of the Yawning Portal campaign module by Wizards of the Coast. Previously on Tavern Tales, Tessakar and Oscar have found treasure, and now the Stonehammers hear something in the room ahead as they look for a new entrance to the steps below.
Come sit down and drink with the enemy, raise a glass and toast to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So come sit down and laugh with the enemy, raise a glass and sing to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So I won't end up being alone, 'cause I won't drink my drink alone. So what about you? One beer or two, I'll drink to you.
Eldith goes to the front of the group, and her being her and wanting to get along with everybody and avoid attacking anyone who may be on that other side of the door, prepares a speech in her head as like a diplomat trying to go through it peacefully based on whatever is on the other side.
I feel like Fogram isn't fully aware that he's not super stealthy, so he's moving towards the door. He hasn't opened or done anything, but
What's your character's wisdom?
He's 13, so it's a +1.
Your character knows very well that the voices on the other side stopped because you guys were noisy.
Okay, then he just kind of stops what he's doing and just freezes and thinks about what he's doing.
So like the cat burglars in Home Alone.
Yes.
Okay. Like for no reason, arms up in the air, like your arms weren't even there to begin with. They just freeze to be there.
And now I'm really afraid to touch a doorknob because it might be
burn your hand.
Yeah.
Oscar's gonna put one hand on his rapier.
There is orcish voices that whisper on the other side of the door. Eldith, you understand those voices to say, you go check what's out there. That didn't sound like other orcs. Nobody's getting off shift. What was that? With all of the accompanying sexual lingo that comes with orc talk.
Can I try knocking on the door and talking to them through the door in orc?
The door is open about 2 inches.
Can I like pop my head in and speak orc to them?
You definitely can.
And try to...
Your basic understanding of orc behavior is that if they see a dwarf, they're going to attack you. No matter what you say, you won't get enough time in that opening round of 6 seconds to truly get off a good persuasion or even an intimidation check.
I don't know. I seem to think orcs like me, you know?
Fair. Very, very fair. You could fool the orcs.
How many are in? Do we know how many are in there?
That you're not aware of. You don't know how many orcs there are. At least 1, otherwise they wouldn't be talking to other orcs. So there's more than 1 in there.
I might have a spell for this, actually.
While she's looking for that, am I able to try and put them to sleep through the crack that's open on the door?
Oh, absolutely. You would definitely be able to try to put them all to sleep on the other side of that door.
Okay, can I try doing that?
You may cast that spell. How about we enter combat all together, though, rather than Eldith just suddenly casting sleep? Because if you roll poorly, you have not really communicated to your comrades what the intent is, and I will, of course, always award teamwork because it makes the dream work.
But the attempt is not to kill anyone.
Oh, so you purposely don't want us to know?
Yeah.
I kind of get that.
Because she doesn't want anyone to go killing anybody.
Even if you make them go to sleep, they'll only be asleep for 1 minute.
It's long enough for us to tie them up and persuade them.
Us to tie them up. So yeah. Do these fools look like they're not going to say no to a plan? Like if you're like, I'm going to cast sleep, they're all going to fall asleep. Any that don't fall asleep, we'll knock the fuck out. We'll tie them up. Everybody good with that? They'll all be like, yeah, that sounds great. You made a plan? I love plans.
Okay, let's go with that.
Fogram's like, I've never been in this sort of situation before. Melusine and I usually just end up in problems.
We could combine our powers.
What?
Well, you're not Captain Planet.
No, twin powers activate.
But what would you like to do?
Shape of an ice bucket.
What would you... Shape of ice bucket.
I have a spell called Phantasmal Force. I can create an illusion that's visual and it can include sound, but I don't know Orcish and you do. So if you gave voice to my illusion, I could create an orc that could walk up to the door or something.
To be clear, it's one individual. One person. You can't make it take root. Yeah.
So like she can make me look like an orc?
She would make one orc think that there was another orc at the door. One orc would know that. That's all the other orcs would not have any idea that was going on.
And that orc would have to tell the other orcs.
Yeah, if we all run and hide around the corner and then we like cast Phantasmal Force and the one orc that comes and checks out and we make the little phantasm.
But don't we want
to see the person in order to cast it?
If I'm just going to cast sleep on them anyways, why wouldn't we just try casting sleep without wasting any of her spells?
I don't have really that many useful spells. I was trying to make that one useful.
She wants to be included.
It's fine. You definitely can still make Phantasmal Force work for you during the combat. It's definitely possible.
Let's just try casting.
That's the sort of thing where you cast Phantasmal Force as though there is another dwarf and that person is attacking that person and they have to try to defend against it, and then you have your ally attack with advantage. That sort of thing is what you use Phantasmal Force for. Or you're like, create a shivering goat-legged creature just to scare the crap out of them. Anyway, those are just options for Phantasmal Force. Using it more as a distract in combat is definitely possible. You're going to cast Sleep, and then everybody's going to run in and deal with the repercussions of the fallout?
Yep.
Okay. Roll initiative so we at least know where we're going in the order.
16.
10.
19. That's the first good roll I've ever had on this.
Melusina's a 22. Fogrim.
3.
Oh.
It's so sad.
Hi-ho, it's off to work we go.
That's
So-
racist.
You have made a plan. The orcs have made a plan. Melusine defers to Eldeth to go. So Eldeth, roll your sleep. Would you like some d8s?
Yes, that would be fantastic. I have 2, so I need 3 more. Am I able to use a blue gem on this or no? Does that make any difference? No? Won't add one?
Can't have advantage. This is just 5 d8s. Yeah, no, it's a great question.
Take advantage of it. Get it?
What do you say when you call upon Ilmater to bring these orcs to rest?
I call upon the one and only true god, Ilmater, to put these orcs in their slumber.
Okay, now what do I do?
You add them all up and you tell me what the total is.
Okay.
Very shitty total.
17.
You hear a loud thump.
Only one loud thump?
Someone's talking to themselves.
Or you only put one to sleep.
Although we don't know how many there are.
There's 20.
That'd be funny.
I disagree.
A loud thump. Give me a name of an orc, Chelsea.
Torgeth.
Nice.
One other voice says, Torgeth, the fuck.
I like that.
Get up. You hear the sound of a hobnailed boot kicking an unconscious form. Or a sack of potatoes sort of thing. That was Eldeth's turn. It is Melusine's turn.
When I looked, did I see any of the other orcs?
Yeah, you were not able to see any orcs when you peeked in because you were just looking for a point with which to hit because you're pretty sure the room was big enough to handle all of your spells, all of the range of your sleep.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of silent options.
You're not needing to be quiet. The orcs have heard you.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to try to cast sleep too. So I'll try to peek around.
What do you say when you cast sleep?
Oh, I've got a song. And I've sung it many times.
What is this new song?
It's like the same song. I know like with one lullaby.
Yeah, sing me the orc lullaby.
Oh, the orc lullaby?
Yeah.
Go the fuck to sleep.
Yes, please roll your 5d8. Paige has 5d8 right at hand.
Oh no.
That was freaking brilliant. I loved that.
Way better than my roll.
Yeah, I got some stuff going on. Carry the one.
25.
25.
Yeah, either way. Another orc. Another sack of potatoes falls from about 6.5 feet to land with a wet thwud on the floor.
Do you want me to actually sing Go
Can
the
I
fuck
get
to sleep?
another? No,
That was
I was
it.
happy.
Okay.
Can I get another name of another orc there, Paige?
Orgathon.
He gets all the women. Orgathon gets all the ladies. to talk to him about her problems.
He's just a really compassionate listener.
The same voice that you heard earlier says, Orcathon? What the F? What the F is happening? They're literally like, why did you say the F? So there you go. That's what happens in Orcish. That was Melicine's turn. It is now Oscar's turn.
Door still closed?
Door is still 2 inches open.
2 inches open. I really want to peek my head in to see what's going on.
Do you have a sleep on?
But also, I've got no sleep.
You have the old, like, shank him to sleep.
I've got my immovable rod that I can prop like in the door frame, and then we'll just wait. So then when they run out, they'll all trip over it.
The door opens in. If it opened out, that'd be even funnier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you could put
Yeah, I don't know what to do. It opens towards them. Okay.
Yep, they pull it open.
But it's not open. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand to the door opens in. Does it open inward to the left or to the right? So it opens to the left. I'm going to stand to the right of it with my action ready. So my rapier will be out, kind of like a parry, riposte kind of.
Are you going to kneel down a la Michael Camilleri, ready for that one-timer slap shot from the knee?
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you. I actually really like that. Yes, I'm going to Camilleri this up, and we're going to be ready.
You're going to wait for the one-timer.
We're going to be ready for that 1T.
Perfect. Okay, Oscar, that was your turn.
How Canadian of us to make a hockey reference.
We don't own hockey.
Yes, we do.
I mean, you know, we kind of do.
I mean, we kind of do.
Good old hockey game.
It's the best game you can play.
It's a Canadian song.
It is now Tessicar's turn.
And we can't see any of them, right?
Now, to be fair, you can open the door and look and do your thing.
Just use knock on the door.
No, we're not.
Like a really big sound.
Like if you have prestidigitation, or no, what is it, thaumaturgy, you can just blow the door open. But
Well, I was thinking of using Tasha's hideous laughter, opening the door and zapping somebody with some giggles.
yeah, by all means. That's what you'd like to do.
I'm going to cast Tasha's hideous laughter.
You're pretty much at the door. I mean, you all move around there. You're all in there. You open the door, and this cues the 2 orcs readied actions, because they had readied actions exactly like Oscar had, and they both hurl javelins at your chest.
You set her up.
Can I grab them with my energy arm and destroy them?
It doesn't really work like that, but yes, you may make that attempt if I don't roll very well. What is your armor class?
Not great. 12.
It seems really low, but you don't have mage armor, and I don't think you're wearing any armor.
I'm not wearing armor.
There you go.
That's why it's so low. There you go.
Yep. I have rolled a 17 and an 18 to hit
You hit
for
me.
both of the javelins that come punching through. The first javelin does 6 damage,
Ow.
and the second javelin does 7 damage. How many hit points do you have?
Yeah, I have 4 hit points left.
So the second javelin actually comes out your back, just for beautiful color.
You can see the whole blade, I would say.
The whole blade,
The whole
because this is a
blade
big
goes
chunk
through.
of wood in his chest now. Okay.
Can I use my reaction?
Yes.
I'd like to use one of my Sacred Oath features because I only use violence when someone I care about gets hurt. So I use Rebuke the Violent. Now, I am curious, because there was 2 attackers, does this apply to both or just one?
You may only use your reaction on one individual.
Okay, I will use it on the one who did the most damage and pierced. As much as I sometimes dislike my brother, he is still my brother. So I'll use it on the one that did the most damage.
And that does 7 points of damage back.
So they need to make a wisdom saving throw. On the failed save, they'll take radiant damage for the full amount. On a save, they'll take half.
I have rolled a natural 17. So he takes 3 points of damage.
3.5.
3 points of damage. All right.
Can I
Oh,
still
it's
cast
7.
my spell even though I'm impaled?
Now you may attempt to cast your spell.
Bastards. The guy that is directly in front of me,
Sure, the one that took 3 radiant damage needs to do what?
he needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
What is the difficulty here?
Spell save DC is 14.
I have made a 14. Nothing happens on Tasha's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing
so
happens.
you attempt to cast. He rebukes your request for him to laugh. He's like, there's nothing funny about this. Lick, lick.
But now the door is open, so how many orcs are in there?
There are 4 orcs.
2 are asleep.
I don't know.
Someone's good at math.
I didn't know if he was going to finish that 4 orcs awake.
There are a total of 4 orcs in the room, 2 standing over the bodies of their slumbering comrades, one of them standing on the body of his slumbering comrade. They both have another readied javelin in hand, waiting for the 5 of you, and one of them says, "Dwarves!"
Damn right! I love it.
And Fogrim.
It's my turn. So I'm pretty upset about what happened to my cousin. Like, I could get to them without using another action?
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. They are 25. Yes, you'll be right in front of their faces, but you won't be able to move around at all because you'll be standing in a bunch of furs and stuff, and you'll have difficult terrain at that point. Make your move action. Actually, make an acrobatics check as you move through it, too, to get there in front of him.
It's like Fogger making a stealth check.
Ooh, 22.
So tell me the amazing thing you did as you ran along the refuse and wound up on the shoulders of the orc.
So there's just furs. That's what I'm kind of getting around, like sleeping orcs.
Furs and a bunch of, like, maybe some boxes and whatnot. It's basically room. So here, now that you've opened the door, I'll describe what this room looks like. Barrels, crates, and sacks line the walls of this chamber. Among the loot, 4 oversized straw pallets and other simple furnishings show that it now serves as a bunk room. 4 bestial humanoids, 2 soundly asleep, with feral eyes, have put aside the cleaning of their weapons, holding very crudely made javelins, staring at you as you charge in. However, you note, out of the corner of your eye, above one of the bunks in the northeast corner, a bright yellow picture of flowers.
Oh.
Tell me how you clear all of this refuse and get into the room.
I notice the barrels and boxes. That's where my eyes first go to, because I'm small and they're tall. So I pick up one and I throw it, and it expertly lands on a tall barrel. And I use that momentum as well to get myself up on top of said box on top of barrel, and use that momentum to jump on top of orc.
No one has ever seen Fogrim flip over end. Fogrim is very square and very bottom heavy and top heavy.
All around heavy.
And yet he manages to do a perfect U.S. women's gold medal vaulting routine as he plants hands on this crate that he's thrown into place, flips twice with a sow cow twist to land thighs encased around the head of this orc.
Yes.
All right.
And with my arms up, because it's a perfect landing.
With hand axes in hand?
Yeah.
And the crowd of judges cheers. The Russians give you a 15.4, which is like those out of a possible 16, and everybody else gave you 15.9s. Don't worry, the Russian score will be discounted, and you'll be given the weight of the amalgamated total. Please roll your attack.
14. It's not my best after all that.
I'm beside the door, so I just watch you run in, and
what you just
cheering.
did was immaculate. I'm going to try to convince Foggy to join my tumbling troop. I'm thinking about starting.
Oh, yes.
What was the total you got to hit?
14.
That's enough to hit.
Yay.
Do your damage.
8.
Would you like to use a bonus action to hit with the other hand?
Yes, please.
You may do so. Roll your to hit. Natural 20.
What?
All right, how do you kill this orc?
Ooh, okay. So with my other axe, which is going to be my left hand, which is not my dominant hand.
Is that Troy?
Des is in my left. So this is Des. Troy's in the right.
Okay.
So plant them with my right hand. So
Yep.
Troy goes in first into the chest. And I use that to kind of ground myself. And I slide down my axe. And then with my left hand, finish him off and hit his internal organs on the side through his ribs.
Oh, okay. You basically...
Like a flip, sort of.
Cool. Yeah. You have killed this orc.
Yay.
What was this guy's name? Somebody?
Thognag.
Thognag dies. And the remaining orc says he didn't like him anyway. But it is not his turn, as we return to the top of the round, where it is Melusines' turn, followed by Eldeth.
All right, so we have like one orc remaining. Okay. I shall viciously mock this orc. Can I get some color on what this orc looks like?
This orc looks like, presented to you by Allison.
He has a bald spot. He almost has like monk hair, where it's like very, very bald, and then nice circle, right? That kind of balding spot.
Right.
And it's like an ashy color. So it's more on the gray side, but still got a little bit of brown in it.
Any tusks or facial
He
things?
has one really long tooth because I think all the other teeth have been damaged. So it's actually normal size, but it looks really long because the rest, like he maybe ate a couple rocks or something. Not quite sure what happened there.
Yeah, snaggletooth.
I'm going to viciously mock this orc. I'm going to say, you're only good for desk jobs. I see you as an accountant.
Can I get a gem count?
Oh.
2 blue, 3 white.
What?
She never spends it, ever, for anything. Ever.
I'm still not sure what I want.
She could have turned her
There you go.
arm back not into energy, but instead, no, I'll hold on to 3 gems.
7 over there.
I have 2 blue.
To be fair, you have spent. Like, nobody else is spending.
I know.
What did the white ones do again?
Change the goddamn story.
She knew that answer. She asked just for that. I wasn't even going to dignify.
I want my dog back.
Tell me what I have to do for vicious mockery.
You have to roll a wisdom saving throw.
I have rolled a 10, so I think I've failed. Tell me what
you
happens.
did. You take 1d4 psychic damage. Ooh. 1.
And he's like, that hurts, but I was an accountant and a good one.
And he's got disadvantage on his next attack roll before the end of its
right.
next turn. He's just like spending the time to reevaluate his life. Maybe I should have been an accountant.
The orc glares balefully at the group, but it is Eldith's turn.
I have so many options.
Eldith, your turn is followed by Oscar, which is then followed by the orcs.
Well, you're all fucked.
Is that what you tell the orc?
Nope, that's what I tell my family.
Oh, okay.
Because I have no spell slots left. So I can't heal. I'm going to try and kill the orc.
Okay.
Because I love my brother.
Charge in, roll your attack with your big club.
Natural 18.
Well, that is definitely a hit, but not critical, so roll your damage.
9.
The orc takes a heavy blow to the side from Eldeth. Definitely has broken a rib or two. They're floating there internally, potentially going to puncture a lung, the jagged end at some point, doubtlessly soon. But maybe Oscar will stab him with his jagged end and end him already.
Yeah, let's go do that right now. I'm going to charge in and take out the one orc that is obviously... Or no, I don't know it. I don't know how many are there. Or how
Oh, yeah, you totally can
they know.
see the orcs. 2 sleeping, 1 dead, 1 standing there.
Okay, I'm going to go in and try and finish off the last orc.
Go for it.
17 on the dice.
You have hit.
I had my rapier, so that is going to be 10 damage.
You don't wish to sneak attack?
It's not really necessary, I don't think.
It's always necessary. You should always stab where they're least expecting, like the kidney. Because Eldeth is standing right next to him, you have the ability to sneak attack. If an ally is within 5 feet of an enemy, sneak attack is viable. So roll your 3d6.
3d6. I'm with my rapier, it's a d8.
Yes, so you have a d8 plus 3d6 in damage.
21 damage.
Okay, so this orc only had 5 hit points remaining. So can you please tell me exactly what you did to kill him utterly? Like, he doesn't even get to make death saves. He is eternally forever dead because you have done twice his hit points beyond what he had.
Now, where did you strike him? Where was he hit?
Solidly in the side, breaking a couple of ribs.
Which side?
Yes. You strike him in the same side or the opposite side?
The opposite side.
Okay, so how do you do that?
I dash into the room. Will I have an opportunity to pull out my movable rod?
Okay.
I'm going to use it to vault over Eldeth, and then I'm going to drive my rapier right through the undamaged side of this orc.
In so doing, you puncture his liver, spleen, and pancreas, and diaphragm, and that side's lung, and it comes out the space between his collarbone and his trapezoid. Out the top, a bunch of the organ meat is still on the tip that goes through the top of his body, and he falls lifeless to the earth. Hard earth-packed floor of this room. Dead. 2 dead, 2 asleep. 8 rounds to go until they awake. That was Oscar's turn. It is now Fogrim's turn.
I think now is a good time to tie up the remaining orcs and get out of here.
Awesome. So you tie up those orcs and you have a look in the room. What?
Why are we tying them up and just not killing them while they're sleeping?
So do
But
you
they're our
think
immortal
it's
enemies, aren't they? Because they like wiped out our family. So would we not kill them?
Is this the sticking point at which we learn if Tessakar is going to make a stand here or what? What's going on? If you tie them up and walk away and you tie them up well enough, they're going to starve to death. Because if you deal with all the other orcs in this place, no one is going to come and free them all in time for them to get up in any state of care.
It's actually a more painful death when you think about it.
I'm just more worried about like another orc coming around, stumbling across them, untying them, and then they sneaking up behind us.
In this instance, then, that's a point of conversation for the 5 of you, and I'll back out. 2 orcs lay sleeping on the floor. 2 orcs lay bleeding out on the floor. Tessakar is standing at the door.
So we should probably kill these guys.
They haven't done anything. They're just laying there sleepless and defenseless. Sleeping and defenseless.
Yeah, but if we tie them up, and then some other orky schmarky comes along, and and some other orky schmarky comes along and unties them, and then they sneak up behind us, and then they stab us, and we will die!
Not if we move fast enough. Who knows how long it will take someone to come see them.
And did you see how I handled those last 2 orcs? We're fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah, you don't have a javelin sticking through you.
Fair point.
Do you need a heal, friend?
I need this javelin out of me.
Okay, I'm going to go pull out the javelin.
I pass
Which
out
way?
from the pain.
Do you tie up Tessakar and leave with the orcs?
And then I'm going to sing a little cure wound song. Like a surgeon. Huh. Cutting for the very
no,
first
if
time.
you're performing it, Tessakar has to sing.
I
as well.
know.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to, like a surgeon. With your heartbeat next to mine.
The healing power of music. Knits your flesh back together.
All right.
With the javelin outside of it, correct?
Or
I put
around
the-
it, whatever you want.
Whatever floats your boat.
You are now part of the javelin.
I don't want to be one with the javelin. Please.
You're already one with Shub Nagarath.
Yeah, I know. Have I figured out anything that my arm does that's cool?
4.
Since it got transmorgified? 4? Bloody 4?
I suck.
You should have sang better with her.
I know. It was all your fault.
So what is happening while aid and assistance is being rendered to Tessakar to get him from the brink of death?
I'm just going ahead and tying them up.
And I'm helping.
Do you need us to roll things?
Do you guys tie them up together or do you tie them up separate? I won't require you to roll if I like the color.
I think separate because then if they can't help each other, because I think that's always, you see those in movies all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. So separate away from each other, but like hog-tied, like all their limbs together. Do you think that's good?
Mhm. Behind their back?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're in like a yoga pose?
Very uncomfortable. They will not like it.
They are so good at yoga that they bend that way very easily and you're able to tie them all up.
How does that make you feel, Eldeth?
I kind of like it.
I'm really disappointed you didn't tie them up 69ing each other because that would have made me laugh and laugh and laugh.
But
and laugh
practically
and
not
laugh.
a good choice.
It's the best of choices because at least they can entertain each other while they're tied up. And who knows what you're going to gag them with. So anyway,
Oh, no.
I mean, there's lots of refuse around laying on the floor and whatnot. Totally could have, gagged them with any.
Being really gross.
What?
Just saying.
I think the color you were looking for was blue.
Just gonna ignore
That's
this.
enough color. I don't need any writings. It's good. I didn't say anything wrong. It's all of you that misinterpreted what I said.
Sure.
Now, just out of curiosity, would it be possible, because we're in a room, could we throw them outside of the room and lock the door so nobody can follow us in this way?
Right. You're in a room and there are no exits in this room. This is just a sleeping room. It's like a bedroom.
Never mind.
We can just leave them in here.
Oh, yeah. Can we just leave them in here and lock the door behind
I
us?
don't know if you can really lock. The door doesn't really lock, but I mean,
can
you
block
definitely
it.
rig the door.
Is there a sock anywhere nearby?
Yes,
Okay, I'm going to put a sock on the doorknob.
absolutely. That's great color. I'd give you a gem, but you have lots.
I'll start using them.
Sounds good. Eldeth, there is a painting of yellow flowers on the northeast side of the room. Just pointing that out to you.
Wasn't that about the painting that we talked about the guard or the orc in the prison cell?
Right, yeah. He's just adding the color there to let you know that this is where that orc sleeps. This is his place.
Is it a painting of flowers or is it like dried pressed flowers?
Oh, yeah, that one sounds even better. Dried pressed flowers.
Eldith feels like she had a connection with that orc, and she's actually really excited to go back and find him. She goes up to the frame and undoes the back of it and slides out a flower and puts it in her breastplate.
Wow, cool.
Is it a white one? Oh!
That's for Aaron.
Oh.
No, I'm totally kidding. That's
Roka, I'm coming for you, buddy.
You have earned a white gem.
Thank you.
This room is done. You proceed down the corridor, once again attempting to be stealthy. Or do you take a long rest behind a closed door with a sock on it?
I think we take a long rest because
I would love a long rest.
We need long rest.
But they will wake up.
But they're tied up.
But
And
I
gag.
can maybe put them to sleep again.
If they're tied up and gagged and they wake up, and if they're that big of a problem, we'll kill them.
They're going to wake up before you leave the room. You only had a minute, so.
Okay.
Yes, I say I vote for the long rest.
Long rest, please.
Yes, please.
All right.
How many hit points do I get back in a long rest?
All of them.
Actually?
Yeah. It's a thing.
Can we
it's
get all
called
of our
the
spell
rules.
slots?
Wait. You better not start erasing shit right away.
No.
You're in a dungeon.
No.
You're in an unprotected area. Halfway through,
Wait.
No, wait.
make perception
Wait,
checks.
can we put the unmovable rod in
Yeah,
the
I was
door?
gonna say, can we put
Halfway through, make perception
Oh,
checks.
shit.
All right. Son of a bitch.
17.
3.
How many of you beat a 15? That is enough that you have heard footsteps approaching the door 4 hours into your long rest. You have not regained all of your hit points yet because it is not a full long rest.
Do we get our spell slots back?
No.
But it does technically count as a short, so I get my Sacred Oath back.
No.
But I get
You
that
did
on a
not
short
take
rest.
a short rest. You took a long rest.
Damn, guys.
And it says on a short or long rest, and you are in the process of a long rest. This does not interrupt your long rest, and you need to then go on and do another 8 hours. 4 hours in, you'll wait another 4 hours. The two orcs grew quiet, but it has been very tense with them looking at you, tied up, while you guys hang out and have a fitful slumber. I'm going to assume you three are awake, you two are asleep, which is why those tests happened the way they did. But nonetheless, you're awakened in sufficient time to grab your weapons and whatnot as an orcish voice calls out, "Why the fuck is there a sock on the doorknob?"
You're the one that speaks orc, don't you?
But all of you hear the orc voice say that.
So we just hear an orc voice, but we don't know what he said.
So you know some orc is coming towards the door.
Goddamn sock.
No, it's good. We slowed him down.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, he wouldn't have said anything. He would have just walked up to the door. Instead, he said that and called attention to himself as he came upon the room, waking all of you in time to roll initiative.
That would be a 2 since I rolled a 1.
10.
12.
16.
10.
I thought I was going up. You ruined my going up. 2, 10, 12, 16.
I could
was like,
re-roll
"What
for you
happened?"
if you'd like.
Yes, you may. Please re-roll. Oh, look, it's a 10. Damn it.
Oh, and that 20.
Why did you waste that? All right.
Before he's opened the door, can we try kicking the orcs so that they groan so it sounds like they're having sex?
That didn't happen before initiative was rolled.
Oh, my ears.
Initiative has been rolled. The orc has an 18. The orc is about to go first.
I really wish the immovable rod was in the door.
That's what I wanted to
it's too
do.
bad that hadn't happened. Okay.
It's not worth a weight gem, though. Or is it, Chelsea?
Or is it?
This concludes this episode of Tavern Tales, a curated Dungeons & Dragons 5e game set in the Tales of the Yawning Portal adventure module by Wizards of the Coast. Our intro and outro music is the song Tavern Tales by the Bad Billy Band. You can find out more about the Bad Billy Band on iTunes or at www.badbillyband.com or follow them on Twitter at badbillyband. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes or find us on Twitter at tavern_tales. We'll be back next week with more of the adventure.